Hi boys and girls, today we're going to be talking about value. Value is the lightness or darkness of a color. We're going to be specifically focusing on tints, which is when you add white to your base color to lighten it. We're going to start with a very light value and work our way forward to our actual color, our hue, and that will create depth in our picture and make it appear more 3D. So we'll see a background, middle ground, and foreground. Okay, so we're going to break this down into 4 simple steps. Well, maybe 5. The first step is we're going to paint the whole top half of our paper white, so it gives it a painterly effect. Then we're going to mix a little bit of whatever color you chose. So right now I have white and blue. So in this case, this example, the mixture color was black. So white with a little bit of black made this really pale gray. And we're going to paint a stripe this color and make a little tree. And then we're going to add a little bit more of whatever your base color is. I'm going to add a little more black. So it gave me a darker value. And then we're going to paint another layer of that color and add a tree. And we're going to keep moving forward layer by layer, each time adding a tree. And so here's step 1. Step 1, you want to fold your paper in half. And this is just going to give us those layer lines so I know kind of where to put it. And then fold your paper in half again. And fold it in half one more time. This will give you 8 levels, and that's just going to help us to know how far down the paper to go. We're going to paint white right here. So you're going to take your white and only paint on the top half of your paper, starting at that midline. Oops, my brush had a little bit of paint in it. Oh well, we'll give it kind of that spooky effect. So you're going to just paint across. If yours has some in it, it won't matter. This is actually just to give it the feeling that it's all painted. We wouldn't want that just white paper back there. We want it to have the painterly feeling. Okay, once you've painted that in, the next step is to take one little bit, just a little bit on your brush, not much, just a little bit, and mix it into your white. And then you're going to take that color, that first level, and I'm only going to do one little stripe this color. So I'm going to go right down the middle here. And be sure to brush your brush back and forth because you're going to have paint on both sides. So if you go forward and backward with your brush, it'll kind of take that paint off. And then you can decide where you want to put it. I think I'm going to put my first tree going right up here, about that far. And then Mrs. Walker will have given you 2 brushes, okay? Take your smaller brush and do some wavy lines to make it look like a tree. And you're going to add one more brushful of your base color paint, your original paint, to the white, and you should see it change the value. I now have a darker value. So then paint in one more line with that color. So I'm moving forward with the next value. You're going to take another brushful and mix it in. I might take 2 brushfuls this time because I only get 2 more shades here. And what I think I'm going to do is one of them is going to be this color and the other one's going to be straight blue. Okay, so I'm going to do this one here. I'm actually going to just paint straight from my base color here. Knowing that my brush has a little bit of white in it, it'll lighten this just a little bit anyway, but it'll be close enough to the real color. So that's my darkest value. and I'm going to make my main tree. I'm going to make one coming right down the middle here. Probably my biggest tree too, because it's the closest, right? If it's up close. I might not even switch brushes on this one. I'm just going to, this brush has a skinny side and a fat side. I'm just going to turn it to the skinnier side and paint some branches that way. Okay? When you are done, this goes on the drying rack, and you'll want to clean everything up. Your brushes have to be cleaned out really well. I don't know if you remember from past times of cleaning these, but just running it under the water isn't going to be enough. You actually have to kind of move the bristles around. So put your hand under the water after you run it under the water a little bit and kind of move the bristles around until you don't see any paint, okay? If we're running short of time, I'll probably just have you put these brushes in a little bucket of water in the sink, and Mrs. Walker will wash them. Your plates go in the garbage can. Carry your artwork to the drying rack with the messy mat. Make sure you take both, okay? Have fun!